I need y'all to understand the depths of which I really 100% did try. Hey family, it's Quana back again with another review. And listen, for all of y'all who come over here every time I talk about a Tyler Perry movie and y'all think I just be hating on Tyler Perry, that I'm one of those little bougie, Negroes that he's talking about when he talks about critics of his work, I get it. But let me just say this. A lot of my vitriol, that's some kind of a hard word, ire for Tyler Perry's work is because I was an OG fan. Back in my college days when he was first really getting big with the stage plays, I was in church and them stage plays was what we watched when we got together, okay? So I remember where he came from. I also saw the trajectory of the promise that was there in those first initial films where it was like, okay, you're just adapting your Medea stuff and you're growing your craft and you're learning how to do this thing. And then it became like, okay, a lot of this stuff is very taxing and exhausting and a lot of trauma. And, he's beefing with Spike Lee and it was a lot. It was a lot through the ages. Okay, so a lot of this is because it's kind of like when, as a teacher, when you have a student that has so much potential and you know that they have the ability and they have the tools, they just don't put it together. That is a lot of how I feel. So if you saw on the channel, I've already reviewed the trailer for Tyler Perry's newest streaming movie, Finding Joy, and I got really excited. And some people came after me for the trailer, which was kind of shocking because I was really excited with the trailer and I was giving it little accolades. And I've noticed that even though I'm not a fan of Beauty in Black and I wasn't a huge fan of the, I don't know what the name of I think the name of the show now is Miss Governor, because they had to change the name from She the People. But I wasn't the biggest fan of Miss Governor, though it had components that I liked. So then when he helped to executive produce the Ruth and Boaz movie on Netflix with Megan Good's ex-husband, Devon Franklin, I was like, this is kind of cutesy. I don't love it. It's not the best acting. It still needs some stronger script writing, but it had things that I liked. And it was this is that kind of I can just put it on, don't have to sit down and really think too much about it. Just pastime kind of movie. It had a little feel-good moment. I was like, okay, I can be here for this. So when I saw the trailer for Finding Joy, I got excited because aside from horror movies and romantic comedies, I am a Christmas movie girly. And if I could afford another streaming service, I would definitely have Hallmark. I don't because I have all of the streaming services possible. So what I tend to do is I watch a lot of the Hallmark movies on Hoopla through my library app or Canopy, but I also watch a lot of classic holiday movies. I love a good holiday movie, guys. My favorite holiday movies are Last Holiday, Last Christmas, just a good cozy Christmas rom-com, right? You put it on, you watch it 11 times, it gets you in your feels. It might even make you tear up a little bit. But then also when you're putting up the Christmas tree, putting up the lights, baking cookies, it's in the background, the movie by heart, it's just adding to the ambiance. It's a vibe. So that's what I thought we were getting with Finding Joy. And I almost forgot that this movie was coming out. I'm not going to hold you. I've noticed that the advertisement for his films has been a little bit less lately, and I don't know if it has to do with some of the illegal issues or what, but it just hasn't been really heavily promoted. So I was like, oh, let me go ahead. I saw it. I had just watched Hedda, which I am going to review with Tessa Thompson. Tessa Thompson, there's a connection there with her and Tyler Perry because she was in For Color Girls. That was kind of most of our introduction to her, actually. Those of us who know her not just in the Thor movies, we know her from For Color Girls, okay? So anywho, I finished watching that, and the very next thing I saw on Amazon Prime was Finding Joy. So I sat down to watch Finding Joy, and I know that this has been a crazy long intro, but I just needed to give y'all some backstory because I need y'all to understand the depths of which I really 100% did try. Okay, I really, really promise you I did try. Okay, I need you to hear me when I say that. Okay, so Finding Joy is about this woman named Joy, played by Shannon Thornton. And she is a fashion designer, but she's working underneath a fashion designer named Patrick. It's giving very much kind of like Devil Wears Prada, but like the discount bargain basement Devil Wears Prada. But she has some beautiful, colorful, Afrocentric designs. Her girlfriends recognize that those are her designs, but she's just basically getting pushed aside and used and abused as someone else gets the climb up on her shoulders. She seemingly is dating this guy named Colton. We see him at the audience at her show. He's blowing her kisses. Her girlfriends don't know what's going on with their relationship. It seems like he's stringing her along. They finally get a chance to meet him, but he's not really claiming her as his girl. But then he's like, oh, she's his best girl. And her girlfriend Lydia is like, is that like slang for you got a harem or something? So anyhow, he invites her to go to California to meet his family, where he is going to ask her a big, huge question. Did I mention I'm about to spoil this whole plot? I'm about to spoil the whole plot. I'm going to put recap in the title so that you know. So don't hate on me when I spoil the entire plot to this movie, okay? Anyway, back to the story. So Colton invites her to go to Colorado, where she's going to meet his family. He's going to ask her this important question. It is a little strange, however, that he can't fly with her. He's going to fly there before her, but meet her there. She's got to fly there by herself. It's giving very much like Girl in the Woods, Lost, Get Out kind of vibes. I don't like it. Anyway, she flies to Colorado. She meets his dad. His dad seems nice, seems cool people. It's like, you said she was one of the guys. She looked a little bit better than one of the guys to me. I like you, Daddy. They go out to the cabin in the middle of nowhere. They in some small town. It's nothing but snow and white people around. They meet Mama. Hey, I'm Colton's mom. Nice to meet you, Shug. Oh my gosh, let's get you inside the house. You got this little dress on. This is not weather friendly. Then there's a beautiful young lady there with kind of blondish, dirty blondish hair. Not the same color hair as Colton. She doesn't introduce herself. She's just like, oh my gosh, we heard so much about you. I'm clocking that. Daddy says, I'm Colton's dad. Mama says, I'm Colton's mom. This girl does not say I'm Colton's sister. They get into the house. Colton can't wait to ask her the question. Everybody get ready. Go get the cameras. I'm going to ask her right now. And he proceeds to ask her to be his best man because she is his best girl in his wedding, because the beautiful woman that we met is not his sister. This is his fiance. She said yes, and now they want to grooms propose to her. And at this point, you realize Joy is very naive, very stupid, has delusional, because this man invites you all the way out to Colorado. At this point, if you're just going to be his groomsman, y'all haven't even kissed. Like, okay, I'm cool, like for prim and proper and like courtship, yes. We're courting, yes. Y'all haven't kissed, y'all haven't held hands, y'all haven't done anything that you would normally do to establish that you are a couple. You're delusional. So she calls up her good friends and is basically like, okay, I done made a fool of myself. I got to get back home to New York. So she calls Brittany S. Hall, her friend Ashley, and Inaya, the singing girl from TikTok, who's kind of funny. That's Lydia. She's lit. She's Lydia because she's lit. She's lit. Keep that in mind. It's like, I'm coming home. I'm going to get home because this was a bad idea. At this point, I want you to go with me on the timeline, okay? They're in some small town. They're not necessarily really super close to town. They're out in the woods. Low-key, it looks like the house that he kind of used from Why Did I Get Married? I noticed he must have caught the shade that we have been posing to him for years after that shot of the rooftop in Why Did I Get Married, where it's just sheets of fake snow laying on top of the roof, and it looks like literal bed sheets. It looks like a mattress pad stacked on top of each other, because he made sure to give us a shot of that roof and show us that there wasn't necessarily any snow on that roof, and it didn't matter because it was snow on the ground and it was real. Okay. I cackled. Okay, I cackled. Anyway, this is the timeline. She jumps out the window. She gets her luggage. She goes into town. She's in nice shoes and she's in a dress. So this is at minimum a 10, 15, 20-minute walk to get to town. She gets to town. She asks someone, how can she get to the airport? They're like, there's the bus stop. So she has to hop on the bus. She hops on the bus. She goes to the airport. She gets to the airport. She talks to the people at the airport. There are no flights because there's a crazy storm coming through, a blizzard coming through, and there's no flights. She goes to the car rental counter. There's a car left. No all-wheel drive, nor four-wheel drive. It's two-wheel drive. We don't really want you to take this car. But she threatens to take it anyway. She takes it anyway. She goes riding down the road. She's only supposed to ride it locally. But she's like, I'm going to New York. I'm getting out of here because I've embarrassed myself and my face is on the floor. She's driving on the road. It's giving Sheila. It's giving Jill Scott from Why Did I Get Married? Her riding on this snowy road. I'm going to go up this mountain and save my marriage. That's what it was giving. And then she goes off-road and onto a frozen lake and crashes through the lake and basically dies. And the rest of this movie happens because she's dead and it is all a fever dream. No, I'm lying. That's a lie. That's not what happens. She gets rescued by a mountain man. She gets rescued by a black mountain man, and his Tosin Morohufola. I jacked his last name up. I'm so sorry. I've never heard it said out loud, but he's a very handsome, dark-skinned, chocolatey man. And for that, we are grateful. We are making progress, Tyler. We're giving a chocolatey woman a chocolatey man. Brava. He rescues her. She wakes up. All is well. Now, that sounds like at least a good 5 to 7 hours worth of time minimum. So why when her friends call Colton because they realize they haven't heard from their homegirl no more, they're like, she just left your house? No, the fact she did not just leave the house. She didn't just leave the house because all of that had to have taken hours. Hours. This is not like Southern people, how we say around the corner, but it really be 30 minutes away. No. So that was already kind of throwing me off. This is where she meets Ridge, a forest man in Colorado. Now, if you're like me and you're old, my mind went to Ridge. Where have I heard Ridge before? Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge Forrester. I said that name to my mama. My mama cackled and said, girl, I thought the same thing too.
You're almost done. Click the download in the top right to continue.
That was scary. I don't know what that was. Okay. So I'm over here bugging at the Black Ridge Forrester. His last name's not Forrester, I don't think. It's just Ridge. But Tyler, I clocked you. So at this point now, we meet Ridge. He is a mountain man. He lives in Colorado. He has no technology. He's off the grid. Her cell phone is in the bottom of the lake. It's snowy. It's frozen. She can't go anywhere. She's going to die. Okay, this man does not have any alcohol really for her. She's vegan. He's cooking rabbit stew. It's looking bad. They are conflicting with each other. He wants a quiet, simple existence, and she's disrupting that. And she wants to get back to the big city. Come to find out, Ridge is triggered. He's a broken man, as he tells us, because her name is Joy and his mama's name was Joy, and that's triggering him because maybe his mama sent her so he didn't have to be alone during the holidays. Now listen, let's go talk about the holidays, for instance. This was supposed to be a holiday movie, and yet there was neither hide nor hair of Christmas trees and Christmas aesthetic anywhere. I was thinking we were getting a Tyler Perry Hallmark movie, and I got excited because I thought we're going to get Christmas trees and winter snow, and it's going to feel cozy. It's going to be a cozy romance. And there were aspects that were cozy because there was flannel, but we didn't get Christmas trees. Tyler, it could have even been just a little homegrown tree with like some ribbons or some popcorn in it that they could have been decorating, hun. Like that would have been a romantical moment. Is a little, popcorn on the cob popped in the stove, and then they string it and put it around the Christmas tree because she's Joy and she's bringing joy to his life. I digress. So basically we get kind of like 30 minutes of basically them just talking about their inner traumas. She's a foster kid. His mama died and his dad remarried really quickly, and so he didn't talk to his brothers and his daddy. She doesn't have any family. All the while, Ashley and Lydia are back home trying to look for her, but Lydia is getting lit. Okay. Tyler Perry does this thing where he does scenes with people getting high, and it just goes on too long. If you remember the sequence from Friday where Craig and Smokey got high and Craig was getting really jacked up, messed up, it wasn't a long sequence. It wasn't a long sequence. There was little moments here and there where the bud was getting to him and he was having to like tweak, but other than that, it wasn't a long sequence. This sequence was too long for me. And having just watched Hedda on Prime, which was like a real drama with a lot of intense moments, I was like, why is this the same length as this, but we're not really like getting anywhere? We're not getting any of those like warm, cozy, quaint, sweet moments. It just was feeling like Tyler hasn't studied rom-coms. Like, I wanted some Notting Hill type stuff. I wanted some Last Christmas type stuff. I wanted to see them slow dancing to the radio that he has that's playing he's on the AM station and it's playing instrumental Christmas music. Like, I was so sad. I wanted that so bad. But they got a nice looking young man and a beautiful looking woman. And so there were moments of tension and moments where they were staring at each other longingly. And then finally they do the thing that grown people do and hey. And then the next morning happens and the snow breaks and it's been 7 days of them being together. And she can finally go home and she's ecstatic to go home, but he is crestfallen and sad that she's leaving. And so now he's angry with her because all of these moments that they've shared together just seem like they're for naught. He goes to take her home and her friends show up because they have now found her, even though they found her right when she was getting ready to go home anyway. They go back to New York where her friend has been like trying to help her with her job by telling them the fact that her boss has been stealing her designs, threatens her job. Then Ridge finally gets a wake-up call from someone that we don't get to see. It ends up being his brothers. He comes to see her. They fall back in love. He says he wants to marry her. He doesn't care if she lives in the city. He can stay in Colorado and be there for her. It's all weird. It's giving like, you know, city girl can get whatever she wants, can have whatever she wants. And they live happily ever after, and there's a wedding at the end. I wanted to enjoy this movie. I kept trying to say, Quanah, shut your brain off and just enjoy the movie. But it legit just felt like there weren't enough of like the stylistic like hallmarks to a good holiday movie. And you put this out November 5th. I want to be able to watch it the whole holiday season, but I'm not. I'm going to put on Meet Me Next Christmas with Christina Milian and Kofi and watch that again because there wasn't anything that really felt Christmassy for me in this. I thought it had such good bones. Well, not good. Because it's like, that's like also like a little, like I had already lowered my expectations to like saying a Tyler Perry good would be like most people's 3. So if we can get to most people's 3, that'll be a Tyler Perry 5, and I'll be happy with it. And I'll shut my mouth, and I won't talk any junk, and I won't come on the internet complaining. And I look and see everybody else is loving this, and I'm just like, I just couldn't get there. And do you see? Chocolatey woman. So I wanted the chocolatey woman to get the chocolatey man, and she did. But it didn't feel like they really connected. It didn't feel like I really got a chance to see them having those sweet moments. I mean, they got to clap the cheeks, but we didn't even get to see that. And then if you're going to do Hallmark-esque and there's like dirty words in there, then why can't we see the under the cover snuggles? Why do we need to cut to the candle, not get the under the cover snuggles, and then it's the next day? Because you already was giving us the little indentation moment when he was showering. So it's just like some decisions that just I don't understand. I don't understand. Because it just feels sometimes like Tyler is making movies, but he's someone who doesn't like movies. And as a girl who likes movies, like y'all, some of the corniest Christmas movies are my Snow Globe. Again, Christina Milian, the Black Queen of Christmas, in my opinion. I know everybody says it's Tamara or Tia, but I'm not really vibing with Tamara, and I hadn't really seen as many of Tia's, but I've seen Christina Milian in Snow Globe, and that's my junk. I can watch it again and again. So I say all of this to say this was not the worst Tyler Perry movie I've ever seen. It wasn't. Did I get what I needed to get out of this movie to watch it again and again throughout the season? No, I'm not watching the movie again. It wasn't enough. I didn't love any of the characters. We didn't get to know her side girlfriends. We didn't get to understand their relationship with each other. We didn't get to understand their friendship really. We didn't get anything like that to make us care for them. And I'm thinking about like last holiday. Last holiday, y'all know when I go to my bookshelf. Last holiday is 111 minutes. So an hour and 41 minutes. So 6 minutes less than this Tyler Perry movie, if I'm not mistaken. When I tell you the little boy, and if you've seen Last Holiday, you know what I'm saying. The little boy in Last Holiday who was Georgia's friend back home, I cared about him. LL and Georgia only had 2 scenes together, maybe before she left to go on her trip. I wanted them to end up together. Even though I was not a great actor, I still wanted them to be together. The scenes between Georgia, Queen Latifah, and Giancarlo Esposito, cute. I liked him. There's a villain in this. Timothy Hutton. I wanted to slap the mess out of you. Alicia Witt. Y'all know Alicia Witt. I always call her Sandra Bullock's girlfriend from all the movies because they always in movies together. I wanted her to get her revenge on her boss and step away from him and step into her womanhood. And I cared about the characters, and I just didn't. And I think it could be fixed, but I just think maybe Tyler doesn't love movies. Y'all, he had Beyonce songs in the movie. He had My House. I was like, okay, did the money go to that? He probably just called Miss Tina on the phone and said, hey, can you ask Beyonce if we could borrow a track real quick? I need one for the opening sequence. And she said, oh, I got you, TP. But I digress. All of this to say, I really genuinely did want to like this movie, guys. I did. I'm not crazy. I'm going to watch it again. Because I feel that at this point now, I feel like I'm gaslighting myself because I didn't like the movie, and I don't know what to do with that. But I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go watch Snow Globe and Meet Me Next Christmas and listen to the Pentatonic sing, and send an email to Rusty and ask him if he got any more Christmas movies, because that was a good one. It was cute. It was corny and cute. Y'all let me know what y'all thought in the comments, and let me know if I need to watch it again. I don't know. I'll see y'all next time. Toodles.